thanks for going through this questionnaire with me. Would it be fair to say that marijuana is the drug you use most at the moment?
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
Okay. How much would you say you smoke on an average day after work?
I usually have, 1 or 2 joints in the evening.
Okay. Would that be the amount that you'd have when you smoke on weekends?
I guess on weekends it's, 3, 4, sometimes 5. I lose track.
Okay. So how long have you been smoking for? I mean, for how many years?
Oh, I started in my late 20s, so it's 5, 6 years now, I guess.
Okay, Ryan. So would you like to see the results of the questionnaire that you did with me?
Sure.
Okay. So if you remember, the questions asked about your drug and alcohol use and whether you've experienced any problems related to your substance use. Your score on marijuana was 23, which is in the moderate risk range. Your score for all other substances was in the lower risk range. Moderate risk means you're at risk of health and other problems for your current use. Not only now, but in the future if you continue smoking marijuana at your current levels. Because your risk of harms for cannabis is in the moderate risk range, there's a few things that are associated with your pattern of use that can cause problems in your life, such as problems with attention, concentration, motivation, anxiety, depression, panic, paranoia, decreased memory, asthma, bronchitis, heart disease, and a few other problems. The best way you can reduce the likelihood of bad things happening to you is either to cut down or stop using marijuana. What you do with all this information is totally up to you. I'm just letting you know the relationship between your current patterns of use and the harms you might be experiencing. So how concerned are you about your score for marijuana?
Well, I guess it's a bit worrying, because it's my brain and it's doing stuff to my brain and maybe I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay, well, what do you like about smoking marijuana? What are the good things about it?
Well, marijuana, it helps me to relax, especially when I come home from work. It helps me unwind and forget about the day. And when I'm out, like, on the weekends at a party or something, all my friends, they smoke too, so I just enjoy myself more.
Okay, so then what are the less good things about smoking marijuana?
Oh, you could ask my girlfriend about that. She's always nagging me. Thinks I'm too high, I guess, or high too often. It is starting to affect my memory and my concentration, at work and at home. And sometimes if I have like a big binge session on the weekend, I don't make it to work on Mondays, and I feel tired and slow, and it's good, but it isn't,
Okay, so marijuana helps you relax and unwind at work. It also helps you become more social with your friends. But it also makes you forgetful and tired, and sometimes you miss work because of it. You also said your girlfriend doesn't like you smoking it. Why do you think that is?
She doesn't like me getting stoned all the time. She says it's all the time. I don't think it's all the time, but, she says all I do is, like, get high and lie on the couch and watch TV, and I'm forgetting to do stuff around the house that I'm supposed to do, and, she feels, I guess, that she's left doing all the work to pick up my slack, but I bring home a wage every week, so I don't understand, what the problem is.
Well, it sounds like it's hard for you because marijuana helps you relax, and you're still doing all right at work, but at the same time, you're maybe not lending a hand around the house because you're getting stoned, and that affects your memory and concentration, and sometimes you forget to do things that your girlfriend is relying on you to do.
Yeah, but, I could be tired too, because we have a new baby, and she's always up at night crying and screaming, and it's just really hard for me to get a good night's sleep.
Okay, so the reason you're forgetting things and finding it hard to concentrate and help your girlfriend after work is because you're not getting enough sleep at night?
Well, I guess that's part of it. It could be, another part is that I do smoke too much, and maybe I'm not getting a good enough sleep.
Okay, so how does smoking too much impact your ability to concentrate and remember things? Do you have a specific example?
Oh wow. The other day at work, I was driving the forklift and I nearly had an accident. It was like Monday morning and I partied all weekend, so I was pretty tired and having a hard time concentrating, and I almost like backed up over one of my coworkers, and he was like really, really shaken, and so was I, because I could have seriously hurt the guy.
So what would have happened if you actually did hit one of your coworkers or had an accident at work because of your lack of concentration?
That's a real horrible thought, I mean, I guarantee I'd probably lose my job, and then depending on how severe the guy got hurt, I mean, who knows what else could have happened, but I'm the one bringing home an income for the family, right? So I'd have to live with the fact that I hurt someone. I'd have to, find a new job, or, there'd just be a lot of guilt and shame I'd have to deal with, especially if they found out that I'd been like partying on the weekend and was still high.
Okay, so if you had an accident at work because you weren't concentrating, it could have a lot of long-term implications for your workmates, for you financially, for your home life, and perhaps even legally. Does that concern you at all?
Well, yeah, of course that concerns me. I just don't know if I can actually, cut down on my toking. I mean, I wouldn't know where to begin.
Okay, how important is it for you to cut down on smoking? Imagine a scale of 0 to 10, where 0 is not at all important that you cut down, and 10 is extremely important that you cut down. How would you rate yourself on that scale?
Oh, I guess I'd be about a 6 or a 7.
Okay, think about that same scale again, but this time rate your confidence, where 0 is not at all confident that I would cut down, and 10 is extremely confident that I would cut down.
Maybe a 2 or a 3.
Okay, it seems that cutting down on smoking marijuana is fairly important to you right now, but perhaps maybe you're not sure how you can do that. Can I tell you about this booklet that we sometimes give to people to help them cut down?
Sure.
Okay, this is a booklet which people often find useful to help them decide whether or not they want to cut down on using substances. If you decide you want to cut down or stop using marijuana, then it provides some strategies that you might find helpful. These strategies have been proven to be very effective for helping people who want to cut down. For example, one way to keep track of your substance use is to keep a diary. That way you can keep a good idea of how much you're using, when you're most likely to use, and how much you spend on use. You can also use this diary to identify when you're most likely to use marijuana, and then plan strategies to avoid using. It also helps you weigh the pros and cons of your use and how it fits in with your other goals in life. I'll give you this booklet to take home, and if you want, you can come back for another appointment, and we can talk some more about how you're doing.
Sure.
Do you think that any of these things could work for you, or is there some other way that you think might work better? Perhaps you've used another strategy in the past to make these changes in your life?
Well, actually, my girlfriend, she kept like a food diary when she was on a diet and trying to lose weight, and it seemed to help her a lot because she could track stuff, and she lost a lot of weight. So, I mean, I've never done anything like that before, like journaling and tracking, but if it worked for her, I'm sure it could help, with me to cut down on my marijuana use.
Yeah, that's great. Well, that's very good. You've identified something that could possibly work for you, and you've learned from the experience of others. Good luck with it, and if you want to catch up again in a few weeks to talk about how it's going, feel free to contact me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ryan.